Hi, everybody. This is Carol Nixon, editor and publisher of Milwaukee Magazine, and this is our Give Back series. This is a series that we do every year in December, and it allows us to introduce you or reintroduce you to some of the organizations around town that are doing great work and need your support. Our first guest today is the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, and here to talk to us is Hannah Esch. And Hannah is the Senior Education and Engagement Manager. Welcome, Hannah.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's good for you. It's good to talk to you.
Yeah.
I want to first start by talking about the amazing new space. I think we can still call it new, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. I think so. It hasn't been fully broken in yet.
Okay, there you go. Well, it is the Bradley Symphony Center, and the auditorium is the Allen Bradley Hall, and I've seen concerts there, and I have to say that the music of the MSO has always been magnificent, but to hear it in that space just enhances the performance enormously.
It does. We were all so excited when this project was being underway, and then with COVID and just wanting to get into this space and see what it was going to be like. But I could have never imagined the beauty or the sound. Still baffles me every time I'm in the hall with what we play. It's beautiful.
It really is, and it really makes for a very special night out. I mean, you walk into that majestic space and you feel like, you want to be dressed up and you want to really put up on your best face for such a great experience.
Yeah,
What's
absolutely.
coming up for the MSO in 2023?
We have several different performances. Our classic series, pops, films are some of my favorites, and family performances. I know for specifically in the education department, our family series is Rubbish in I'm going to get the name wrong, but it is with Platypus Theater. It is a very interactive, engaging concert experience, which we're Rhythm in Your Rubbish. There it is. I knew it had that R name, but so it's very fun. Those have pre-concert activities that are prior to those. We have our sensory friendly concert coming in April as well, Symphony Spring Break 2. And then we also have, our Concerts for Schools programs, which is a part of my department. And those are school-based programs that those students are coming to our space. So several things to still check out by visiting our website.
Very good. And that is another amazing thing about the MSO is it's not just concerts for adults. It's not just, what we might think of as serious music. You have programming for the whole family. And in addition to that, you have community projects. And I'm really interested in hearing more about the Lullaby Project.
Yeah. Lullaby is a really special project that we do here. It has been part of our organization since 2017. I officially started becoming a part of it in 2018 when I was hired. So I came in at the very tail end of our first season with it. And since then I've been really involved with it. So this is a program from Carnegie Hall's Weill Music Institute in New York. And so partners, organizations throughout the world can partner with Carnegie Hall and bring this. And it's not just for symphony orchestras either. There's actually the Guitar Institute in Chicago does this. And what's really beautiful about this program is that organizations can tailor it however best suits them, as well as however best suits their community. And so that's why we chose to partner with Sojourner Family Peace Center and really help women and families of domestic violence and abuse find healing through creating lullabies with their children and with their families.
That's such an interesting project. And I understand that the people, and at first it was women, but now it's expanding to men as well, correct?
Yeah. So it's really beautiful. We've had grandparents, we've had moms, primarily moms, but in the past 2 years, we've had 2 dads. And it's really just been, it really just takes the program to a whole nother level, right? The healing for anybody, regardless of your gender, is so important. But one of my favorites from our first dad 2 seasons ago now, he was just saying there's many men in the community that are dealing with this, but it's just so hard to find that bravery and that courage, especially as a man, to come forward. And he was just so passionate about doing this for his kids and showing them that it's important no matter who or what situation you're coming from. So it's very powerful, regardless of who you are.
So how I understand it is the person in the program works with a teacher, a guide, and they come up with positive remembrances or things about their relationship with their child, and they build those into a song.
Yes. So our teaching artists are a combination of local artists and MSO musicians. And so they kind of first meet with their partner from Sojourner and just start kind of exactly what we're doing, right? Is building that relationship and getting to know one another and learning a little bit about both of their stories and finding common ground to come together. And some of them, we've had several participants that come in from Sojourner that think they're going to write X song, and then the way the song morphs is not anything like they expected at all, whether that's more about their journey through whatever violence they experienced, or just even hope for the future. It's almost like putting that projection out there of what they hope to see in years to come, and or even just kind of dedicating it to their children and saying, reminding them how important and special they are and how much they've encouraged them to find support and to find safety and to really build a better life for their whole family. So yeah, they work together, and then the teaching artist starts composing and writing the song, and then we get to the recording studio where MSO musicians record the instrumental parts of that, and then sometimes participants will sing their lullabies, which is just an extra level of courage, and so many of them are so grateful when they do that, but it's not required. So otherwise we bring in local vocalists to record those. And then we culminate typically in about June with a celebration concert is what we call it. And that's where everyone comes together. And last year we were finally able to bring back the live component of this celebration concert. So MSO musicians performed, and the participants or the vocalists performed their lullabies live. And it was performed for family and friends and MSO staff, Sojourner staff. And we really just kind of come together and celebrate the progress and the journey and the courage that it takes to participate in this project.
Fantastic. Well, music is such a powerful tool. It's a healing tool. It's an uplifting tool. It's just, there's magic that we don't really understand about it. But the purpose of this series is to get our viewers inspired to give. So when they give to the MSO, where does the money go? You can visit mso.org/support. And what I love about our support page is that you can kind of dedicate specific donations to specific causes. So if lullaby is where you want to give, you can put that right in where your donation, where you'd like for that money to go. Or education is always a good space as well, because the Lullaby Project lives under education. And I would also encourage to donate to our partner organization, Sojourner, at familypeacecenter.org/donate. And I'm sure you can kind of do the same, that you're wanting your gift to go specifically towards Lullaby with that program. Wonderful. Well, Hannah, thank you for being with me today. And viewers, please check out MSO's website. Say that web address one more time for us.
Yes, that is mso.org/support.
Very good. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Our next guest is Angela Mancuso, Executive Director of the Women's Center. Welcome, Angela.
Thanks for having me.
So I understand that the Women's Center provides services for victims of domestic violence, sexual abuse, and also human trafficking. Can you tell us a little bit more about your mission and all the things that you provide?
Yes, absolutely. So we do work with adult and child survivors of those crimes, domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking. And all of our programs are offered at no cost. And I can list all of our programs for you. Like, we have an emergency crisis shelter. That's for someone who needs, an immediate safe place to stay. They might be in imminent danger. We also have transitional living apartments, though, and that's for people to live longer for up to 2 years, and they're fully functioning apartments. And that's for individuals who are a little further removed from the trauma, but still need subsidized housing or supportive housing, and a connection to their advocate and the services provided. But it's an important housing piece that's attached with our shelter. But we also do a lot of advocacy, or how we define it as advocacy. So it's a lot of one-on-one conversations. So we do a lot of safety planning with individuals. We are spending a lot of time talking about goals, of course, survival, and working through the trauma that they've endured and what their needs might be. So it might be that someone is looking for employment, or better employment. And, so we have a whole employment program and advocacy model where we're helping people with resumes, job interviews, job fairs, things like that. We are doing a lot of life skills work, financial empowerment, budgeting. We've done nutrition, health, and cooking classes. But we do a lot of legal advocacy. So we're helping with the restraining orders, filing for restraining orders in Waukesha County and Milwaukee County, and what we call court accompaniment. So we will go to court, or meetings that our clients might have with the criminal justice system. So we're really helping individuals navigate the civil or criminal justice systems. We do a lot with youth and kids. We provide free childcare for adults who are in our groups, and our youth programming really sort of mirrors what we do for adults. Except we're adding on like homework help. We do a lot of work with schools, and helping either school personnel or family who are working with sort of navigate those systems. And, and we have a 24-hour hotline, which is really crucial to, entry into our services. And we do the rape crisis response for Waukesha County. So we're responding to 5 hospitals and Carroll University. One thing I want to say, though, about our programs and services, it can be found on our website and our social media. And that's sort of a big laundry list that I just gave you, right? And it's these bigger sort of concepts, but what we really do, what our programming model really is whatever that person sitting in front of us needs, because everybody comes to us under the same premise of surviving one of those horrific crimes, but their needs are different, and they are different from each other. So a lot of our programming and a lot of our time with our clients is spent really catering and customizing a service package for that individual. It could look like housing support. It could look like housing navigation. It could a lot of safety work. It might be helping with changing locks, or fixing a car windshield. Like I said, we do the rape crisis response. We do a lot of advocacy along those lines, but people have different needs. So it's really whatever somebody needs help with, assistance with, or sometimes it's even helping people who've been so traumatized even identify what their needs are. So I hope that makes sense.
Is a lot. About how many people do you help each year?
Well, with our hotline, we get anywhere from 5,000 to 8,000 calls to our hotline a year, and then direct service is anywhere from 1,200 to 2,200 in a year.
Wow! And how many paid staffers do you have?
We have 28 paid staff.
So it's a fairly sizable organization, but considering all you do, I imagine you need a lot of volunteers as well.
We do, and I mean we're 3 shifts. I mean, our shelter, our hotline, and rape crisis response are 24/7, 365, never shut down, including during the pandemic. So, and therefore we do rely heavily on a strong volunteer corps.
Have you seen, I know there's a lot of statistics showing that domestic violence increased during the pandemic. Is that something that you saw in your organization?
We did. I mean, definitely within 2020, we did experience an increase. I would say what's happened since then, throughout 2021 and 2022, is we're not seeing this increase or this spike in volume of people coming to us. What the change has been is the individuals who are seeking out our services have much much more severe trauma, and we're seeing a lot more people who are at high risk for lethality, high risk in general, and therefore we are, spending more time with the individuals that we're seeing, and our resources are still being consumed in the same manner of 2020 or pre-2020, only with a smaller population. So the demand hasn't necessarily changed. It just hasn't spiked up for us. But the individuals who do need our services and our help are really facing some, significant obstacles and barriers. And of course, post 2020 services, a lot of places are short-staffed, so that just creates more barriers for our clients. So like I said, I was saying, we're spending more time. People are staying in our shelter a lot longer than they did prior to 2020. Housing, of course, has skyrocketed through the roof, right? Rates, it's almost cost prohibitive for people to who are just starting over to, secure housing. So that's really more of what we've seen. Different needs and different resources.
Got it. And when people donate money, where does that money go?
It goes to the programming, and our clients. Our greatest strength in our program service delivery, of course, is our advocates, and our ability to keep our doors open and our lights on. So that's predominantly where the funds go. And for our programs, for instance, our shelter, our emergency crisis shelter, and our hotline, like I was saying, those are 24/7, 365 programs. That's 3 shifts of staff, that we have, but also we have to have a lot of safety measures and protocols. And so we use funds for our security cameras and other means of safety. Transportation for clients, we provide gas cards, bus tickets, cab fare. We assist with car repairs if needed, and food. So we're really meeting all the basic needs: food, shelter, clothing, and then some. So that's where funds are needed.
Yeah. And does the Women's Center have a geographic area that they cover, or will you offer support to anyone who comes to you?
Pretty much, yes, pretty much anyone who comes to us. So we're located in Waukesha proper. And so we serve a lot of individuals. Our largest client base is coming from Waukesha, and then next would be Milwaukee County, because we're so close. So we have a lot of clients that we're supporting from Milwaukee County, but then also Jefferson and our surrounding communities. But we have also supported individuals from out of state as well, based on their needs, if they're for relocation, or specifically with our hotline too. Like, anybody can call our hotline from anywhere. We have gotten some international calls to our hotline. But really, it's anybody who has been traumatized by domestic or sexual violence. We are here for you.
Well, it's very important work you're doing, and I thank you. And for our viewers who want to support what you're doing financially or through volunteering, what is your web address?
It's www.twcwaukesha.org.
Say that one more time.
It's www.twcwaukesha.org. So it's the Women's Center, TWC.
Gotcha.
.org.
Gotcha.
And we have a 24-hour hotline as well, and that's 262-542-3828.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Angela, for being with us. And viewers, you can also go to milwaukeemag.com/giveback and find out more about the Women's Center. And I hope you will give generously, because this is such an important organization. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Our next guest is Karen Schlindwein of Chosen, and Karen serves as the Vice President of Education and Development. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you for having me.
So Karen, let's start out by talking about what Chosen does. I mean, I understand that it's a Christian ministry for adoptive and foster families, but can you tell us a little bit more background of what your mission is?
Absolutely. Chosen is a nonprofit ministry, a foster care and adoption nonprofit support ministry. We provide different levels of service for our foster and adoptive families, a lot pertaining to specific tangible needs, but also to emotional, spiritual needs as well. We also provide community for the families that we serve. We have a lot of events that they can engage in throughout the year. And then we go out and provide education to the public about the great need for more foster and adoptive families in our community.
It sounds like such a worthy mission. Tell us about the need for adoptive and foster families.
The need is great in Wisconsin. We currently have more than 7,000 kids that are in foster care and are usually about that number, 7,000 to 8,000 at any given time in Wisconsin foster care. And we never have enough homes to be able to have all of them in a safe home. So we're always out recruiting for more and more families because the need is great. And there are just a lot of kids that need a home.
And what type of family is a good candidate to be a foster family?
Well, it can be really any kind of family. It can be families that have no children. It can be families that have a few children. It can be even single parents. It's a matter of being able to open up your home and love on children. So we really advocate people to consider to try the pursuit of the journey, even if they're not sure if they would qualify, because chances are they would.
And tell me a little bit about what the support services look like.
Well, we do a lot of things. Our biggest initiative for our families is something called the Family Closet. And we have 2 locations in West Dallas and in Waukesha, where families can shop free of charge for gently used clothing and shoes, and then brand new, just about everything else that you can think of, from school supplies to toys to baby items to car seats, high chairs, just about anything that they would need for kids while they're in their care. And that's our biggest initiative. But we also spend one-on-one time with them. Fostering and adoption can be a very isolating journey. So we want to provide that support so that people know that they are not alone in this journey. A lot of children have special needs that come into the foster care system. And so that puts another big challenge with a lot of families that care for them. And so we're trying to be that support system for them, to be able to either listen to them or to be able to give them other resources that they can go on during their journey.
It's, I'm sure that is such a help to a family that's taken in a new person. I understand you have a gala coming up in February.
We do. It's our 5th annual Open Hearts, Open Homes Gala. We are going to have it this year on February 20, or next year rather, February 25th at Davian's in Menominee Falls. And it's going to be a great night. The event celebrates the work of foster and adoptive families in our community, raises awareness that we need more. And we will have silent and live auctions. We have a special message by Beverly Taylor. We have family messages that share some of their stories as well. And it's just a night of a lot of fun, food, and fellowship.
That sounds great. And I always, as part of Give Back Milwaukee, Milwaukee Magazine wants to let our viewers know where the funds go when someone makes a donation. Can you tell us where you need the money most right now?
Absolutely. The running of our 2 family closet operations are by and far the biggest outreach that we have and the most need that we have. It's where most of our staffing is focused on. It's where most of our resources are put. So we just opened our 2nd location this year in West Dallas, and we expanded our initial in Waukesha to catch up with the demand that we've been having for more and more services. And so the funds for this gala will be put towards the operation of those 2 closets.
And do you have a need for volunteers?
Always, always, always. We do a lot of clothes sorting in our offices. And so we always love to have teams to be able to come out and do sorting. I was just at one of our locations today and we had mounds of bags that had come in today. And so we always need volunteers for that. But we also have events throughout the year, and a lot of times we need extra hands for those events to help us to be able to run those as well. So we can do so many things with so many different people, groups or singles. We love having volunteers.
So for people who want to get involved, and I'm sure that there are many viewers who will want to get involved, tell us your web address.
Our website is choseninlove.org.
Okay, choseninlove.org. And viewers, you can also go to milwaukeemag.com/giveback and find out information about Chosen, as well as all the other organizations that are participating in this drive. Karen, it's been a pleasure having you with us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.